Welcome back to the weekly report. Everything you need to know about the upcoming week and some of my favorite trades as well. First, we're going to start with our economic calendar. You want to take a note of the Fed FOMC minutes that comes out on Wednesday. I think it's going to be mostly priced in the market. Not a huge concern in my opinion. Thursday is going to be big. You're going to get your core inflation numbers, your CPI, your jobless claims will also be big as well. Friday's PPI should also probably be on your radar too. Those numbers will be big. They're all going to come in before the morning. You also want to take a note of the fact that there's going to be a lot of Fed speakers, so there could be a lot of chop on Monday as they have their speeches and say whatever they're going to say. Look for some subtle market movements. However, I do expect this week to be more trendy than last week was. Last week was a tough week, but I think this week we're going to finally get some breakouts. For earnings, keep in mind that on Friday morning we have bank earnings, and this could be a big market mover depending on what those earnings look like. Remember, there's going to be more next week as well. We're going to go back into more earnings. This needs to be on your radar and something that you pay attention to. China is going to be big this week, so keep an eye on Chinese stocks. On Tuesday, we have a big China economic briefing that's going to be given by one of China's top economic planners, and we're going to hear about more stimulus that they're going to do. Keep in mind that Chinese markets last week were closed, and on Tuesday they reopened, so look for the reaction there from the stocks. I'm going to let those price actions tell me how to feel about this, okay? And overall, I'll be looking for BABA to see if it wants to get to 120. I've been long on the Chinese stocks, making great money, and I'm going to keep being long on those until the trend breaks. Okay, the other thing that we got to keep an eye on is the Tesla event is finally here, baby. Robotaxi reveal that's going to happen at the Warner Bros. Studio. What I am looking for and hoping for, fingers crossed, show me Optimus. I want to see it. I want to see. I want to see the Robotaxi. That's cool, but show me something with Optimus. Put that robot in that car, and I will be so excited. All right. Now, the thing that's been causing Tesla to have some chop last week was we did get news, by the way, just in case you missed it, that one of the chief officers left. Okay, so the information officer left the company last week, and this caused a dip in Tesla stock, and Tesla's entered into a bit of a chop zone. It's been a bit difficult to trade. We get these morning rallies, and then it sells off. It's still holding this trend. Some key levels have shown some support. I want to see if this stock can get over the previous high. If the event is good, I have calls, by the way, and calls are doing nicely. If the event is good, this thing, if it can get over 270, the event looks good, market gets excited, it can make a real quick run to 300. So keep that in mind. Tesla, such a volatile stock, such a big mover. You just got to have it on your radar. Careful swinging large positions into the event, or through the event, rather, I should say. Okay, this could be a sell the news. Okay, and even though I'm super bullish on Tesla, even though it's my #1 stock position, I'm not going to get completely smacked in the face with a sell the news event, even if the event is good. So I'll wait till after the event and play the reaction up or down, really, because it's such a juicy stock to trade. Now, for the S&P 500, we can see that futures actually have a pretty good setup right now. You know, NQ looking real juicy. He's got like a big cup and handle here that's playing out. Want to see if that gets a big breakthrough. You know, we can see that ES actually hit the big 5,800 as well. So for SPY, what I'm looking for is I want to see us finally break over this 574.71. If we break over that, some 578s or some 580s can work on the weeklies. That's going to be a big one if the market turns over. And if it's bearish, keep an eye on Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft has been the laggard, while most of the big tech companies have either been sideways or even bullish, like Meta, who was the standout performer this week. Did trade some Meta, sold it too early. It looks like it can get a continuation of this run up to 610. So have that one on your radar if you are in that position and you're like me and you were a little paper-handed. But Microsoft here, some 410 puts can work if you do break this. It'll be a continuation of the sell-off that we're seeing, and actually could turn into a bearish trend if we get much lower, right? If you break the 410, you go below that. I mean, this already looks pretty bearish, right? So keep that on your radar. Next stock I want to talk about is Dell. Dell has some great tailwinds. Okay, the SMCI news, what we saw from the MU report, those are both very bullish for Dell. and it's had some fake outs, you know, rallying in the morning and then selling off, rallying in the morning, selling off. But now that the week is played out, we can see that the trend is real clear here. So in my opinion, Dow can make a run to 140 from here. Okay, I'd love to see it break over this high right here and really give a confirmation of the trend. You know, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Higher highs, higher lows. Tells you we're bullish. Yep, follow the price action. Price action is king. I would also keep an eye on DXY and see if we get another push to the upside on the news of more China stimulus. This would play into your dollar milkshake theory. You're going to want to keep an eye on this one to have a good view of what's going on the macro side of things. To also make sure that the carry trade is intact, have USD JPY on your radar as well. Remember, you don't want to see you really don't want to see any big moves in either direction, right? This thing starts breaking out basically out of this bigger chop range that we have right here below the 139 or above the 155. You can get kind of worried. Downside's worse though. Remember that. So those look good. Look for confirmations out of energy with China pumping out more stimulus. We're also seasonal. You know, coming into the year, it's holiday season, baby. There's going to be more travel. We've already seen that the airlines have been really strong. I haven't really played them that much, but there is one that I'm playing right now that also I think might do well with the news that we're seeing from about war and stuff. You know, it's a total mystery what that might be, right? Boeing, obviously. So energy, I think, is still very bullish. Keep an eye on utilities as well. And very interest rate sensitive and then playing out very well. The leader for me on that end is CEG, which is the top performer in my share account. Man, what an amazing buy this one has been, and it looks like it's going to break into even higher highs. Look for 300 to come for this stock. Absolutely beautiful. NVIDIA is going to be the last one that we talk about this week. Oh, we got one more thing after this. NVIDIA, look at the giant wedge. Okay, when this wedge breaks, if it breaks to the upside, NVIDIA can get a massive move, okay? Very exciting if NVIDIA can break this because it will probably be confirmation that the market is very bullish, right? So I think the key level you can watch just the wedge here. And keep in mind, I don't have extended hours. You can't see that because my face is in the way. I am looking at the regular trading hours to get the appropriate wedge, right? If you do extended hours, you're gonna see these fake outs and pre-market and aftermarket moves. Turn the regular hours on, and then you get the better moves. Also have your regular hours on if you're trying to use EMAs like I do on these videos, okay? Pro tip, regular hours is gonna give you more accurate EMA calculations. So, the last thing I wanna talk about is Bitcoin strong. Look at that. Bitcoin's waking up over the weekend. You know, market climbs a wall of worry. That's what this is looking like to me. Make sure you watch the video I put out earlier today as well. So keep an eye on this. MSTR, BTBT, MARA, even some of the Bitcoin ETFs, they can give you some great liquidity setups, especially if Bitcoin breaks on this upper end, on this upper trend line, okay? My gosh, it can be big. And you know, there's plenty of things to be worried about, but I want you to know I only covered one bearish name because I'm skewed to the upside into all the fear. If you want to hedge, I mean, what do you even hedge with in this market, actually? Because look at VIX. The VIX is so high. By the way, if VIX could get back below 17, huge confirmation for upside. But in my opinion, even as bearish as the market is, all the risk is to the upside. If you're bearish right here and you're trying to short this market, you might feel safe because we're at all-time highs. Can't go much higher. I would be so cautious with that. Think about all the bad things that are happening and think about any good news that would cause the VIX to melt down and cause the market to be like, oh, we are okay. And it will go much, much higher and squeeze you out of those positions. All the risk is to the upside, especially after all the hedging we saw coming into October. Lots of people think that October has to be bearish, but it doesn't, especially on election year. If you're maybe 50-50, that's not really reflective of anything. That's when you start having to pay attention to the now. That's what you have, all right? You can lean on the historical data because there's not a huge consensus, all right? So you have to lean onto the now, what's going on right now. And right now, there's huge macro forces pushing this market higher. Do not be caught one-sided If you're nervous, play small. Look for hedges. Maybe you use Microsoft as a pair trade with Meta or Dell or Nvidia, right? You know, so then you're covered on both sides. It's an easy way to play it. Or you do the simplest thing you'll possibly do. Put in the trade what you're willing to risk. Get rich over 100 trades, not one trade. Trade smarter. Get rich. And that's going to be it. I was thinking about doing like a promo, like a Scary October a promo for the Discord. People could join free. But honestly, I'm kind of done doing promos. Okay, I'm kind of done doing discounts. If you can't spend $25 to check out the Discord to see if we're the service for you, you probably shouldn't be trading in the first place, just to be real. So I hope you enjoyed the weekly report, though. I hope you found this information helpful, and God bless.